All right. Holy cow. I finally did it, everybody. I got it all together. It was almost too much. But at the last moment, we're able to put 2 and 2 together and make 4. Welcome back to TikTok Trash Tuesdays, everybody. A place and time with which we all get together to go to movie TikTok and pick out what's good, what's bad. We make fun of some people, and if I'm smart, I try to use it later on in my social medias. But I've been so busy doing other things, what with the move and all this other stuff, I haven't had a whole lot of chance to get all that done because you do this, that, and the other. But fear not, we're going to be talking about some TikToks and stuff, and I think we're going to have a good time as per usual. And if you don't want to have a good time, get the hell out of here. I don't want you. Initially, I was supposed to have a guest this week, but she was like, "Wait a minute, that's with you? No, thank you." That's not true. You listen. She's got other prior obligations and things like that, so it's very difficult to sit down on a Tuesday night and yap about this crap for 2 hours. But ladies and gentlemen, fear ye not, because that is the bull crap that I'm going to do with or without an audience. I don't give a damn. There can be 1,000 people here. There can be 0 people here. I will continue to give the same performance no matter what. So hopefully you can enjoy that. And hopefully this dog can figure out how to sit the hell down in the next couple of minutes. I'm not going to Hassan Piker this dog, everybody. I will just kind of look at him sternly and go, "What are you doing to me, buddy?" Bronson. What a guy. All right. Let's get into it. Why don't we go ahead and hit the old trail here with a little bit of TikTok Trash Tuesday. Again, let's have some fun. Let's see what's going to happen. Who's up this week?
Is this true? One Battle After Another is a hit with critics because it aligns with leftist sensibility?
Correct. I mean, does the video go on from here? Does the video need to go on from here? That is the answer of why that movie is as critically praised as it is. It's because it aligns with their values and views. As you might suspect, something put out by the Angel Studios would be applauded by the right-wing people. So yeah.
That's what Bret Easton Ellis thinks.
And he's a gay man too, so y'all got to put him in that little hierarchy there. So if he was black, if he was black and gay, boy, he'd have the run of the mill, wouldn't he?
And he says there's a liberal mustiness to this movie.
Yes.
Who the heck is Bret Easton Ellis? That's the guy who wrote American Psycho. Now, I'd expect him to understand satire because that is what American Psycho is.
Oh, okay. Are you saying One Battle After Another is satire? Let's hear this.
And I would also expect him to understand what it's like to be misunderstood, because a lot of people think he's a terrible person because he wrote American Psycho. It's not just conservatives who often don't understand satire. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, everybody does, because I got news for you. Education and understanding of media is not relegated to any political spectrum. People is dumb all over the board. I don't care where you're coming from.
No matter what your viewpoint is, if it aligns with the viewpoint that is being satirized, you won't recognize it as absurd and you will completely miss the point.
Okay. All right. Let's see where he's going with this, because I have suspicions, because there's a lot of people that I think see stuff and don't or go through a little bit too much and go like, this is a metaphor for me. Shut up.
I do believe fluoride pollutes your body and drains your masculine energy.
But I always refuse them my essence. You must remember to always refuse them your essence.
And you would agree with General Jack D. Ripper. Fluoride is the most monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face.
And yet we still have it in our water to this very day. Isn't that something?
That would make perfect sense if that is what you believed. And then,
well, there is fluoride in the water, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, brother, because that's true. I mean, the government will tell you that. It's to help your teeth. Ugh, what a crock.
And you would completely miss the point. But you don't make satire to change the...
That's not satire. It wasn't satire. What was satiristic about it? You can't point to me the satiristic tone in this movie. Everyone's a dum-dum, but like maybe is that the satirical point that you think Antifa was, which let's be frank, they were clearly a stand-in for Antifa. Do you think they're stupid? Are they wildly, and I'm not going to disagree with this take, but are they wildly dumb? Are they bumbling and don't cause any actual change other than destruction of lives and property? Is that the fun thing that we're going with here? Or we're just pulling stuff out of our ass to try to make ourselves seem like we aren't horrible people for clapping a film about domestic terrorism?
Minds of true believers. You make satire to shock people who are leaning in a direction.
Okay. If that's the particular case here, then why is it going out to all of those particular people? Like you just said, all of those left-wing movie critics, and let's be frank with ourselves. They applaud it. They applaud it because what they see in there is that revolutionary ideal set and everything that they want to adopt, that they think if indeed they had the balls to do what these characters on screen are doing, they would indeed themselves do, but they don't because they're cowards. And they know it's kind of bullshit as well.
And you want them to see the absurdity of where they're going and pull them back from that. I don't want to ruin the shock of the moment and the emotional impact it can have.
What's the shock? Listen, I'll ruin it. A mother abandons her child after getting all of her friends and everything killed or cooked into jail and whatnot. And she leaves her entire family, screws up her little daughter's relationship with her mother for the rest of her entire life, is raised by her bumbling father. And then when, presented with the story of her mother goes, hey, that's what I want to do. I want to be a piece of garbage human being. Fuck this movie, dude.
But I will say this movie sets you up and then undercuts your expectations again and again.
Well, Inherent Vice certainly did undercut a lot of things because it was garbage.
Most frightening characters are the least obvious. And yes, the movie is coming from a liberal perspective. Surprise. Most of Hollywood is leaning that direction. But if you're conservative or liberal and you think that this movie is lionizing all of the liberal characters,
I mean, it's making them look stupid, but here's the problem, my friend, is that people don't understand satire. You're right. You are right in as much as people don't understand it. And I think the people that this is perhaps making the satire for don't understand that this character right here is a fucking idiot. He's dumb. He's a complete out and out just loser. He's an absolute loser. And he is being shown as this, paragon of virtue here, this great father who's leading this little independent girl who will grow up to be just as scummy a person as her mother was. Congratulations, world.
Then I don't think you get the point.
Oh, here comes Mike P. Mike P, what you got, buddy? One battle after another was pure propaganda. Couldn't agree more. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. That is 110%. Like, it waved a flag around. Like, it was like, seriously, the first 30 minutes are like an actual ad for, hey, you want to be a domestic terrorist? Doesn't it look fun? I'm sitting there just going like, somebody's got to get some comeuppance. No comeuppance are gotten, everybody. No comeuppance. It's unreal. All right, what's next?
These are the best horror movies that are on Netflix right now.
Who still has Netflix? Has anybody still got Netflix? I don't, but let's find out what he's got.
First up, Barbarian. This was directed by the guy who just directed Weapons, so you already know shit's about to go down. This movie blew my mind when I first saw it. I don't think any of us were ready for the twist that happens.
I was so happy to know absolutely nothing about the movie other than it was named Barbarian. I knew that poster because I was working in a movie theater at the time, and I knew Justin Long. Save for that, I knew absolutely nothing walking in, and wow, what a jaw dropper. So much fun.
The less you know about this, the better. Would you believe some people have never seen this movie? If you've never seen Barbarian,
get thee to the Netflix post-haste.
Just put this on right now, tonight. You will not be disappointed. Heart Eyes. This came out.
Yes. Hard agree. Heart Eyes was so much fun. It is kind of like it's like a spiritual successor to My Bloody Valentine, the original and everything. And of course, the remake's fine as well. I enjoy the remake for what it is. But it's kind of like a spiritual successor to that, but is not exactly that as well, which is a good thing because it doesn't feel like they're exactly, kind of ripping that off, but a little bit with the helmet and the stylization and stuff like that, but very, very fun.
Valentine's Day this year. This is an amazing new original slasher that basically takes place on Valentine's Day, and it's a romance, violent, bloody, funny time. I have a big soft spot for holiday-themed horror movies, so Heart Eyes really did it for me. I think the mask design is absolutely incredible. And the character design, it's kind of iconic. Talk to Me.
Now, I just bought Talk to Me for $5 on a DVD from Walmart. I just kind of saw it in the bin there, and I was just like, you know what? I saw Bring Her Back, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to go and watch this. My home theater's not set up yet, so we're still halfway in the process of putting all the stuff in there. So it's probably going to be another another week before I can start watching movies in the home theater. So I'm just like chomping at the bit over here. I'll be honest.
Came out a few years ago, and the directors also made Bring Her Back this year, which I refuse to watch because it looks downright horrifying.
See, I don't understand people like that. It's just like, I really dig horror movies. I refuse to watch this one because it might be too scary. Ugh, that was me when I was like 13.
Talk to Me is no exception. There's some really insane imagery in this. I would say viewer discretion is highly advised because it actually really bothered me.
Viewer discretion is highly advised.
When I first saw it, and then I saw it again in the theater, and it really freaked me out. Cam. This is an amazing Netflix original film about a cam.
Oh, there you go. I didn't see Cam. It's a Netflix original. Well, there you have the reason.
Cam girl who basically sees her virtual doppelganger online, taking her persona. It is insane what happens in this movie. I think it's probably one of the best Netflix original films to come out that deals with this kind of self-reflection, virtual self dynamic. And I don't know. I just think this has one of my favorite original.
Oh boy. See, they threw the word Hitchcockian in there, and all of a sudden I get a little bit jittery. You know what I'm saying?
Scores for a movie ever. Look at the poster. Tell me this movie ain't gonna rip.
It looks like some Cronenberg type stuff, don't it?
It does.
Woo! Lord have mercy, that was a loud one. Strange Darling was a great underrated horror movie. Strange Darling. All right, right on. Let me write this down here so we'll figure this out. All right, cool. I've got that up in a separate tab here, so I'm keeping notes. Thanks, Mike. What's next?
Let's settle this debate once and for all. Is Jason Voorhees a deadite from the Evil Dead movies?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't turn the volume up on this one loud enough when I did the thing. So I'm sorry if you're gonna have to crank it up, and I'll try not to scream too violently on the other side of it.
In the movie Jason Goes to Hell, we see the Necronomicon inside the Voorhees family home. The director of the movie explained that Pamela Voorhees read from the Necronomicon, making a deal with the devil to bring back her son. Jason Voorhees is a deadite. The director got Sam Raimi's blessing to make this connection.
Hey, listen. I will say this: if you got the blessing from Sam Raimi, I think I'm okay with it. You know, if it was just somebody at who put out that one? It wasn't Paramount. Paramount was done with him by that point. Was it Universal? Whoever put out that one.
The reason why Jason fans have long hated this is because he doesn't have any characteristics of a deadite. Jason doesn't speak, while deadites are vulgar and will endlessly taunt you.
True.
For anyone who watched Ash vs. Evil Dead, you would know that evil comes in all different forms, shapes, and sizes. Also, the idea of Jason being a deadite fixes a lot of inconsistencies and plot holes throughout the franchise. After the smash success of Freddy vs. Jason, the studio wanted to take that even further and do another film called Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash.
Yeah, I remember everyone talking constantly about the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash versus Michael Myers. Everybody had like their little dream of this, that, and the other that would have happened. I'm going to be completely and utterly honest with you. At the end of the day, I'm glad none of it happened. I thought Freddy versus Jason was better than it possibly could have ever had any right to be. It should have been it's not perfect, but it could have been and should have been probably far, far worse than it was. But is it Ronnie Yu that did that one? I think he did a really good job of just bringing just the right amount of level to it. And of course, there's enough 2000s in it for your likings, I suppose. But outside of that, I'm I don't know why we want to continue on with trying to just milk this thing. It's kind of over. It's over.
Due to creative differences, that movie never happened. Studio explained to Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi that the three characters are simply too iconic for there to be a definitive winner. And in no way could Ash defeat Freddy or Jason, to which the two responded, "Oh, we're out," because
yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, as kind of the regular people and everything, I think we would all the regular folks would be cheering for Ash. We all want Ash to be the winner of this one, yeah? I mean, who wouldn't?
Of course, the audience is going to want to see their hero win. So instead, that screenplay got adapted to a 6-issue comic book miniseries.
Huh.
Just because that movie didn't happen, Jason Goes to Hell is still very much considered canon, and the director of that movie very much considers Jason a deadite. Please
Well, I don't know if that's his choice to make, but
let me
okay.
know in the comments down below your thoughts and feelings on this. Do you consider he is one, or is this something you choose to overlook when it comes to Friday the 13th lore? As always, very curious to hear your thoughts.
I choose to ignore. I choose to ignore that lore. It's a fun little Easter egg But it also, at the same time, too, doesn't affect me one way or the other. I'm an adult man. What's next?
Harry Potter stole the legacy that was supposed to be Artemis Fowl's.
Okay. I mean, we all remember the Harry Potter movies for sure. 8 fantastic films. Artemis Fowl had at least one film I remember. But are you telling me Artemis Fowl should have been what Harry Potter was? All right, let's hear about it.
And we all let it happen. I love Harry Potter, but I hate our collective obsession with the unremarkable hero. You know, the
I'm sorry, my friend, but I'm going to hear what he has to say about it. But the unremarkable hero is ultimately us. Why that works so well in movies, film, literature, whatever you'd like, is because when we see that hero, we can easily put ourselves in that position. Because we ourselves, for the most part, don't have any magical powers or anything else like that, and are just kind of regular people who get in. If thrown into extraordinary circumstances, how would we perform? And we would hope that we would perform up to the levels that our cinema heroes and stuff do. But yeah, I mean, it's an obsession with people because they see themselves in it, and people do want to see themselves on screen, believe it or not.
ordinary kid with the ordinary life who gets told by some mentor, surprise, you're special.
Okay, so we're following the hero's journey here, and that's Artemis Fowl's better on that count.
For no reason other than the plot needs you to be. Characters like Harry Potter and Luke Skywalker are as popular as they are for the same reason that Taylor Swift and Donald Trump are as popular as they are.
They're all white people?
They're avatars for the average. People can see themselves.
Listen. I hate to say it, but I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but I think that at least as far as her career and everything, far above average. Donald Trump, like him, hate him, whatever, president of the United States twice, giant rich man. I feel like that's a little bit above average. I'm an average person. That's an average person. You're an average person. Okay.
In them. So what ends up happening is that protagonists who are actually interesting and complex don't get the attention they deserve. Characters like Harry Potter are special by association. Outside of being a good person, everything
What are you talking about? Harry was practically like magic Jesus. What are you talking about?
remarkable about them is just a reflection of the people around them. But you
Are you saying Harry Potter shit except for all the other wizards? What movies were you watching, pal?
have characters like Hermione, who is brilliant, works twice as hard, and
But she also has, problems. She also has, she's an egomaniac, this one. She's a know-it-all. She's a bit of a brat. And she kind of knows it, too.
actually earns her greatness are relegated to the side because we have to follow the chosen one, the glorified MacGuffin.
Right, because that's his story. The book's called Harry Potter, not Hermione Granger, yo. Call me old-fashioned, but I think we should be following the title of the book.
Now, while we were all reading and loving Harry Potter,
I wasn't doing none of that. I was an adult-ass man.
Artemis Fowl was over here doing something different. He wasn't a chosen one. He chose himself. A 12-year-old criminal mastermind who discovers a hidden magical world and uses his own intelligence and cunning
to grift all of these motherfuckers out of their gold. Is that what we're...
to manipulate the inhabitants to gain access to it.
It sounds like you're describing a con man here, doesn't it? This land doesn't belong to him. He cons his way into it to take advantage of all these people. What a hero you've got here, this Artemis Fowl. Interesting.
The story of Artemis Fowl isn't if you're a good boy, then something miraculous will come to your ordinary life and
he's kicking the door and take all that ordinary stuff for yourself. Yeah.
Take your ordinary self away to a magical world. But at the same time, the idea that a magical bearded man will come from a world of magic and take you away to a world of magic just
a magical bearded man is coming to take me away. Coming to take me away. If I get copy struck for that, I'm going to be pissed.
Because you're a good person. When I say it out loud, it makes sense why it's so popular.
I don't like what? Next.
Evil Dead has some of the most
Oh, I got the volume right on this one, didn't I? Sweet Jesus. So we're back to some more Evil Dead. I think we got into an Evil Dead rant. Or also, I think Longmire here wanted to make sure that he could put on his Evil Dead costume and get as many uses of it out as possible. That's a tax write-off, my friend. Good going.
fascinating lore connected to franchises you didn't even know about. A common misconception is when you read the Necronomicon, you summon them from hell, but actually you summon them from the mirror dimension from DC Comics. And no, I'm not kidding, the lore is loring. Long ago, there was an ancient group known as the Dark Ones, made up of both humanoid and godlike demons, one of them being Cthulhu and the other being the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
It's always Cthulhu, but then again, they throw you in with the Jeepers Creepers and surprise you all again. I ain't never finished a Jeepers Creepers movie. I think I saw somebody had one on DVD in college, and I was like watching it, and it was all at a party or whatever, so you can imagine how the atmosphere. And I was like, well, why are people watching this? What is this?
But I assure you, none of you are ready for that conversation. They're responsible for writing the Necronomicon Ex Mortis and summoning an ancient spirit known as Kandarian the Destroyer, aka the Watcher in the Woods. Every time you see that iconic POV shot in the movies, you are looking through the POV of the Kandarian spirit.
Oh, I've always wondered that. Now I have an answer for the cocktail parties.
Kandarian is responsible for unleashing Deadites onto the world that were meant to be as slaves to the Dark Ones. Legend has it the Deadites and the Dark Ones were both banished to the mirror dimension long ago by the Chosen One. So whenever one reads from the Necronomicon, you're either knowingly or unknowingly reopening the portal back to the mirror dimension, allowing Deadites and the Kandarian spirit back into our world.
Don't do that. It's not smart.
Because there's 3 different Necronomicons, depending on which one you read from, it dictates the form that Kandarian takes on. After the events
I'm just starting to think, how does Ash wipe? It's like, if he was right-hand dominant.
of Army of Darkness, the 3 Necronomicons got separated. One wound up in a cabin in Tennessee, another wound up in a
cabin in Tennessee. That's where I was born.
cabin in Michigan, and the other one wound up underneath an apartment building in LA. A lot of people still mistakenly refer to The Evil Dead 2013 as a remake, but the creators have clarified that it is very much a continuation of the story,
Which explains why it's so fucking boring, right? Listen, we all love the Rain of Blood at the end. Very, very cool. Super, super awesome. But the rest of the movie's like, what are we doing here?
to me personally was always obvious because Ash shows up in an after credits scene at the end of that movie.
Yeah, all it just goes groovy, and that's it. And you're just like, that's what we got, huh?
No matter which version of the Necronomicon you read from, the Deadites all appear the same. They are a parasitic demon that can possess both the living and the dead. They're always trying to find a way to climb back into our dimension, and you might be asking yourself, well, why don't we just destroy the Necronomicons to keep that from happening?
Sounds like a pretty standard question. Yeah, we can just throw it in a fire.
Can't, because they're bound by magic. You can only temporarily banish them, but they will inevitably always resurface. Which is really cool when
Oh, kind of like TV guides, right?
you think about it, because that means the Evil Dead franchise is a horror franchise that could seemingly go on forever.
And if Sam Raimi's pocketbook has anything to say about it, it damn sure will. Good Lord. What's next?
Question for the people who rate films, or really anything. It could be food, whatever it is
I rate it all. What are we talking
that
about?
you like to rate, on a 10-point scale. How do you get that number?
1 is bad, 10 is good. Your enjoyment of the film dictates said number.
Because what do you mean you give it an 8.2 or a 6.8? Genuinely, how are you coming up with those numbers?
It's a feeling. It's a feeling. So, like, if we're doing on a 10 and I'm able to go in, like weird decimals and stuff like that, then it's just for accuracy's sake. Think about it like an analog needle on a dial, right? You can go from low all the way to high, back and forth and back and forth. But like, there's little tiny varying degrees, right? It all kind of depends. So that's just kind of like looking at that analog meter and going like, it's 6 and 2.5. It's not quite 6, but it's certainly not 6.5. Because 6.5 feels like that might be too much, but 6.28 feels right. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm going to be rating things like 6.28 because that's ridiculous. But my guess is those people, that's their thought process.
Whenever I see videos of people rating with this,
But at the same time, dude, like, again, that's why we mostly rate through 1 through 5 stars. 1 star being, terrible. 5 stars being excellent, 2 stars is fair, 3 stars is good, 4 stars is very good, 5 stars is great. That's it. Super simple.
System. It seems like they're just randomly throwing a number out there, but maybe I'm wrong. Do you have like different categories and you're rating within each category?
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the thing, like a 10 in a comedy and 10 in action movies and 10 in dramas aren't the same things. They aren't like in like a 6 in a comedy is probably way better than a 6 drama, right? Because how many comedies are 10s? Very few. Very few comedies are actual 10s. So a comedy 6 is going to be better than a drama 6. Drama 6 is a little above average.
And then you're taking the average, and that's how you get that number. That's the only thing that would really make sense to me, but I'm not seeing anyone walk us through that.
It's degrees. It's degrees. It's just saying, okay, you've given me a 1 to 10 degrees. Guess what? Let's be frank. It's an asshole thing to do. It's going, okay, you've only given me, this many units, but I'm going to break that many units down to this many units. So they're assholes.
I'm just so curious because it seems like it's doing too much. It seems like we're overcomplicating things. We have a 5-star system right there in front of us. We all know what 3.5 stars is. We all know what 4 stars is. I genuinely want to know how you come up with the numbers when you rate on a 10-point system.
Yeah, those people are just aggregate whores that are just trying to get more specific and stuff, and they might as well just give a 1 through 100 score at that point instead of going into the 0.25s and all that kind of bullshit. Give me 1 through 100 at that point. 100 being perfect. So why not? Seems easy.
Social media is crashing, and the scroll era
Patrick!
might be coming to an end. Hi, it's producer Patrick
Hi,
bringing you the
Patrick.
latest in the ever-evolving film and TV industry. For nearly 2 decades, platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok have shaped how we connect. But that era might be ending.
Because NBC is going to all vertical video all the time. If you thought TikTok ads were bad, just wait till you get ads from NBC.
According to the Financial Times, users' growth across major platforms has stalled. And for the first time, younger audiences are drifting away. And
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We need people to get away from social media. Get the fuck off of there. Stop it. I'm guilty just as anybody else. Get off of it. Oh my God, it's rotting our brains.
global data is now showing that the average user spends much less time on social media, and the decline is sharpest amongst teens and
Let's go. Yes, fantastic news.
20-somethings. And the reason seems to be that people are burned out. The dopamine rush that social media provides no longer seems to keep viewers around.
That's not good at all. Oh my God. If the heroin's no longer working, they got to find something else that hits, boy. And guess what hits harder than anything else in the world, everybody? That's right, reality.
And many social media users are craving authenticity over algorithm, where they want to feel real connections over manufactured virality.
And I want you to know that nothing is manufactured about this show right here. Look at this. We got a dog over here in the corner just napping away. This is a house. This is not some sort of studio set. We are nowhere. We are everywhere and nowhere. I don't. Hollywood makes me sick right now. It's such a. Come on, Patrick. Give me some hope.
And even advertisers are feeling it too. Ad dollars are now shifting towards individual creators, podcasts, and communities that feel authentic and less toxic.
We don't have a toxic atmosphere here at all, mostly because there's nobody around. But I will tell you this: if any kind of brand wants to come out and say hi, and needs an actual decent voice for your product, hello. I've gotten some. We got some people. We got one kind of brand partnership in the works, so that's coming soon. Some company just reached out to me and said, "Hey, we'd like to, work with you." And then I'm like, "Okay, what's up?" And then no response.
So where do these platforms go from here? Well, they're scrambling, with many leveraging
Oh no, you know what? It's drama vertical integration. That's what they'll like. They'll like the vertical drama videos. That's what's going to save us.
AI to try to hold attention of its users. But the
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, don't worry. AI will solve it. Bob Barker, playing fucking Price is Right with Jason Voorhees and stuff is really going to that's going to save us all.
tech industry is having a hard time distinguishing between retention and relevance. The new market emerging is all about resonating with its users, with content that's based on trust, authenticity, and organic human connections. As always,
And you have no communication or connection with those people right here. You know what? Mike has chatted in the chat this week, and guess what? He gets talked to specifically and straightly. There's who else out there is really doing that? That's because we're this small, and I don't want to say that I want to stay this small because I do want to grow the channel and everything. But I will say this: I'm going to try to sit here and and be as personal and real with you guys as we always can. And that's why I do this, is to look at all the artifice of this stupid TikTok trash and just see what's out there and make fun of people. That's clearly what I mostly do on this, is just have fun at other people's expenses.
Would love to hear your thoughts.
Thanks, Patrick. See you next week, buddy. What's next? Patrick. Boom, 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 boom. POV. You gave the film bro a chance. Oh, boy. So, for those of you that can't quite tell, this is Quentin Tarantino clearly doing some sort of karate performance. As best I could imagine, some sort of a for karate performance for Fiona Apple here, who seems none too pleased with it. By the way, Fiona Apple said, I stopped doing cocaine the night I ended up in a room with Quentin and Paul Thomas Anderson doing cocaine. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to be doing that anymore.
Just bouncing off the windshield and on the grill and all in the grill. And then you cut to the outside of the bridge and 2 million bats followed by cars.
And an hour later she gets out and bat flies out of her hair.
She's having fun, but she hasn't completely soured on him yet. You could tell she's still like, I'm entertaining it. I'm entertaining it enough. She's having some fun with it. So she wasn't gone by that point. So that's good. What's next?
Animal rights activists always say to me, how could you kill a chicken for a movie?
It's my birthday, buddy. John Waters, everybody. Me and John Waters share the exact same birthday, April 22nd. Him just a couple years before me, though. So it's Jack Nicholson is also on this list. Amber Heard is on the list. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, that's a good one. We got a couple others. I think there's a Baldwin brother in there somewhere. Not one of the big ones.
Well, I eat chicken, and I know the chicken didn't land on my plate from a heart attack. We bought the chicken from a farmer who advertised freshly killed chicken. I think we made the chicken's life better. Got to be in a movie, got fucked, and then right after filming the next take, the cast ate the chicken.
And if you know what he's talking about, he's telling you the truth. Because they were a bunch of filthy, degenerate animals back then. And now, I guess.
I saw this Letterboxd tweet, and it got me wondering, how do you use the app?
I try to use it. I don't use it as much as I would like to. I am someone who does actually pay for the Letterboxd premium for the year. What's it, like $10 or something like that? It's mostly so I don't have to see ads and junk like that, because I don't know about you boys and girls. Me and ads, not compatible. Don't care for that. I pay for YouTube premium, so I ain't got to watch that shit. But if you watch ads, thank you for watching the ads for this program, because that puts money in my pocket. So love you, love you, love you. Thank you. But if you also have premium, then you don't have to worry about it, because we still get paid on those views as well. So thank you to you guys. It depends upon the movie, but I try to log it somewhere in the neighborhood.
After a screening, yes, I do log it, but I don't write a review until probably, I like to give it a day just to kind of sit on it and think.
I always think that I'm going to do that, and then I never do.
Think about everything. There's been times where I walk out of a theater and absolutely hate what I just saw, and then a day passes and I kind of think, oh, that actually, I like what they were doing here, and vice versa. When it comes,
very rarely for me that happens. But yeah, by the way, links for my letterbox are in the show notes and everything, so you can see what I have rated things. And every now and then I do write a little review and stuff. I wrote a review for One Battle After Another. I wrote a review for Sinners, because I was gonna do a whole video review on Sinners when it came out, but like it just got too wordy, and I was just like, the time had passed at that point. And frankly, I didn't want to be like, one of the few people out there who was kind of crapping on the movie, and because I kind of did.
Comes to the Lane star rating, that takes days, sometimes weeks. So there's that. And if we're not friends on Letterboxd, we should probably do something about that.
Should we though? Hi, big boy. What you want?
The internet is ruining movies for you.
No, it's not just the internet. It's a lot of things, but let's see where he's going.
At least I think it is. And a perfect example for what I'm talking about is Tron Ares. Now hold on. Wait. We're not discussing opinions on Tron Ares right now.
Then why'd you bring it up?
Just hear me out. Because did you know Tron was actually tracking well right up until its release? There are analysts that
listen, people are liars.
Measure things like how many pre-tickets are selling, what the interest is online, if marketing is reaching people, all to try and estimate how much money a movie will make. And with Tron, they were estimating a $44 million opening. Some estimates were even more optimistic because recent forecasts had underestimated movies like F1. And then
they make these movies for so much money. And then when they open at a $30 million opening, $40 million opening on a $150 million budget, and then in your next week, you're going to drop off 60%. Yikeroos, kids. Hollywood is not a sustainable business at this point. They have no clue what they're doing over there.
Then just 10 days before the movie came out, interest suddenly stalled and dropped dramatically the opening weekend.
Yeah, all of a sudden the advertising started saying, hey, Jared Leto's in this, and everybody's like, fuck.
It ended up with only $33.5 million. And you might be thinking, well, yeah, because nobody liked it.
Not true.
CinemaScore is a company that polls audiences right as they exit the theater to gauge interest, and it received
CinemaScore
a grade
means
of
nothing,
B+,
ladies and
which is
gentlemen.
favorable.
The only
And the Rotten
thing worse
Tomatoes
than
audience
cinema, yeah, exactly. I was about to say the only thing worse than that's maybe Rotten Tomatoes. Who gives a shit? Ugh.
Score is an 86%. These are not an exact science, but they do give us a general idea. The people who watched the movie had a positive reaction. And you might be thinking, well, the critic reviews were terrible, but that doesn't really hold up either. May I remind everyone that this 53% is not a review in and of itself. It means that out of all 223 professional critics that reviewed it, 53% of them gave it a positive review. So even though it's rotten, over half of the movie critics were generally positive about it. And both of these scores are actually high.
Generally positive about it. If you knew the amount that you had to get just to get a generally positive sort of thing, and again, a weird part of that is that is all up for discretion with the people that are then categorizing that. So like if you give it like a letter grade, for example, that's different than your percentage score and stuff like that. So they've got to take all of these things into account and translate and weigh them as they see fit. So there's no real science behind any of it. It's kind of bullshit math.
Higher than the previous movie. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just laying out a case here. Stick with me. On top of that, there's many other movies that had similar or worse critic reception and still made tons of money. Now
but in their second and third weeks, I don't think so.
Let's be clear.
I don't think so.
Isn't a Tron Ares defense video. If you saw Tron and didn't like it, that's fine. That's up to you. But according to the box office numbers, a lot of people just didn't see it. And I know some of you are just itching to type a comment about not wanting to see Jared Leto. Listen, I hear you, but people have known about Jared Leto for a while now.
Now, the Canadian government has apologized for Jared Leto on several occasions.
It does not explain why this movie was tracking well until just 10 days before it came out. So if critic reviews don't really explain it because other movies have done well, and saying general audiences don't like it doesn't really hold up, then what's the reason? Personally, I think it's the internet, and specifically how it's deeply altered our discourse and culture in every.
Yeah, listen, the internet has become a great place where we can all collectively say no. Isn't that great? Isn't that great that we can all finally sit here in accordance and say, no, I ain't going to do that. We're not going to go see that. We don't want to give our money to that. Yes.
Every way imaginable. But we'll stick to the topic of movies. With the way people have been talking about this movie online, you would think it's the worst movie of the year. And I'm sure some people who gave a negative review were being honest about how they felt.
Anybody seen this movie? I haven't seen it yet. I didn't even hear Sean say that he saw it. So like, and him amongst everybody was like, rip roaring to see that one. So he hasn't even said anything about it. So I don't even think he's seen it.
The problem is how our social media delivers that information. I don't need to explain to everyone how social media works. We all know the things that get
trash goes to the top, right, kids?
Attention are usually sensationalized, attention-grabbing kind of material.
Told you.
So if you interact with a video that's a super negative Tron review, the system thinks you are interested in that topic.
Oh my God, he is so right on this. People that complain that, like, specifically like their TikTok feeds, especially, is they go, oh man, my TikTok feed is full of X, Y, or Z. It's because you, baby. You the one that did it. TikTok feeds you what you want to see, the thing that you watch the most, the thing that you have the most watch time in, the thing that you scroll by less, the things that you comment on. They see that and they go, we're feeding you more, baby bird. So if you see that stuff, if that stuff is polluting your social media, specifically really TikTok, guess whose fault that is? Yours, baby.
So then you get another and another. And now you've been duped into thinking Tron is the worst movie ever because everything you're seeing is saying that. And maybe it is terrible, but you'll never know. You think you know because you have all this evidence in front of you, but it's actually a catered stream of just one recycled opinion. It's a false reality.
Well, what if Jared Leto got on and forced the narrative in the opposite direction? And, you know.
But the crazy thing is, it doesn't just happen with negative reactions either. Remember when the internet was acting like Longlegs was the best horror movie of all time?
Yeah, and it wasn't. It wasn't. So Jared Leto is in Tron Ares. Ares is also known as Mars. Jared Leto is into 30 Seconds to Mars. Ooh, never thought really about that. It's all connected. And that's why he was the only person who was actually, you know, applicable for that role. I think old Trillion here's got it, boys and girls.
I guarantee a lot of you went and saw it and came away disappointed. And
yeah, but I didn't know anything about Longlegs. I really didn't. I thought Osgood Perkins was a foreign guy. I thought he was like he felt like Yorgos Lanthimos to me. That's what I thought. Like, especially when watching this movie, I was just like, this is a foreigner, ain't he? No, he's Anthony Perkins' son, for crying out loud. But yeah, Longlegs, I mean, like, I liked it the first time when it was called Silence of the Lambs. Got him.
Honestly, it probably wasn't because the movie was bad. It was because it didn't meet.
It's because the Nicolas Cage performance was bad. I'll say it. The Nicolas Cage scenes in that movie were super rushed. I don't think they had him for a very long time. I don't think the cinematography with him in it when he's in those particular scenes is all that good. And I think the reason is because they were rushed. And this is all a guess, this is all conjecture and everything. But I think that's exactly why the Nicolas Cage scenes in that movie look shitty. It's because they were rushed with Cage and he wasn't there long and he was kind of their Anthony Hopkins for this, rip-off. Oh, fuck me. I hit the thing backwards. It's because you're being so loud, Bronson. My God. It's a little further than that. Hold on.
It's fine. That's up to you. But according to the box office numbers, a lot of people just didn't see it. And I know some of you are just itching to type a comment about not wanting to see Jared Leto. Listen, I hear you, but people have known about Jared Leto for a while now. It does not explain why this movie was tracking well until just 10 days before it came out. So if critic reviews don't really explain it because other movies have done well and saying general audiences don't like it doesn't really hold up, then what's the reason? Personally, I think it's the internet, and specifically how it's deeply altered our discourse and culture in every way imaginable. But we'll stick to the topic of movies. With the way people have been talking about this movie online, you would think it's the worst movie of the year. And I'm sure some people who gave a negative disappointing this keep you from going to see the movie you wanted to see. And it won't matter if you end up hating the movie, loving the movie, or something in between. Your enjoyment will increase because you will be forming your own relationship with that story instead of being spoon-fed someone else's. Art is subjective. The way we respond to it is based on our experience. So your response to it is going to be different than anybody else's.
And I'm constantly saying this too, is that you have no right now. See, here's the thing. Here's what you haven't seen me do within this video. Is you did not hear me say Tron Ares sucks. I never said that. I said it didn't make no money. That's true. I said that, it's got Jared Leto in it. That's true. But I didn't say it sucks because I hadn't seen it. And I think that you should reserve your critiques for movies that you've actually seen. So I can say that I may not particularly want to watch something, but that doesn't necessarily, I'm not giving it a because I think this is terrible, it gets an F. No, you can't rate a movie that you didn't see. Stop being a wiener like that. Mike says, I think he also ate a Mars candy bar one time, although I need to verify the story through my sources first. Thank you. You get at least 2 sources on the record, Mike. None of this off the record shit. We're not playing that game no more. All right? Transparency is key. I'm pretty sure he did it, though.
And if you come away with lots of thoughts and opinions and want to see if other people feel the same way, then maybe go onto the internet and find the community you're looking for. But even then, if you find a bunch
Find your community of dipsticks, right?
To people that think differently about the movie, you don't have to let go of the experience you had. Do not let the internet trick you into thinking your opinion is not worthy. Don't.
Amen. As much as I've been crapping on the movie and stuff like that, he's correct. Don't let the internet tell you what's what. Don't watch trailers. Watch maybe 15 seconds of that teaser trailer, get a good vibe for the movie, and then go, I don't need to see nothing else. And then walk in and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited because I don't know what I'm expecting. I don't know what I'm going into. Boy, that's a great feeling.
Don't let them convince you that it's not worth forming your own ideas through experience. With all the disconnect in the world, I really think there is something to be said for going to a public shared space, sitting in a room with strangers, and having a communal experience.
Letting one of them fart on you. You know how it is.
Now we just need to figure out how to get people to shut the hell up during the movie.
Amen.
And if you were in the screening for One Battle After Another on October 1st at 6:30 p.m. at the AMC Burbank Town Center 8 in Row D, I'm talking to you.
Oh, shit. He had a row and everything. My God.
You ruined my movie.
Well, listen, Paul Thomas Anderson ruined that movie, to be fair.
But that's a topic for another day.
Oh, shit. He threw in that punch like he was going to wrap you up on, man. Ooh, I hate Mars ever since 1994 when the PB Max was completely discontinued. The PB Max. I forgot about that. Holy crap. Matt out here pulling the deep candy references. What's next?
What if?
Oh, wait, I got to read this. What's the point of buying DVDs? Can't you just stream it online?
And just hear me out for a second. You shut them.
Yeah. Man, I got one DVD shelf up in the movie room right now. I got another one. I got to find a way to reattach the top and the bottom part together and put that one up. So I'm going to have two walls of Blu-rays and stuff behind me in the home theater and stuff like that. So finally excited to get all that stuff rocking and rolling. This guy apparently has never seen Little Shop of Horrors before, and this is his reaction. And I started watching a couple seconds of it. I was just like, this has to go on the show. This guy's reaction to this movie is bonkers. And I wonder if he's seen, and I doubt that he has, if he saw the original back in the day, the Roger Corman flick.
No! It's Steve Martin! Oh, fuck! I was thinking who this guy could be!
Like shooting puppies with a BB gun.
I feel like I'm going to need to interrupt this a couple of times because they be doing copyright infringement on this if you're not careful. I mean, I'm no expert, but if I would have told you Tron Ares would bomb at the box office. Yeah, that's autocorrect. No worries, bud. I imagine moving your big ass TV, jealous, was a real endeavor. It's at the house now. It's just on a stand on the floor. I got to get people that are much more qualified than I to put the wall mount up there, because an 85-inch TV, putting me in charge of mounting that on the wall, you might as well just say, hey, throw your TV on the floor and save yourself, 3 hours worth of mess and some headache. You could just punch your TV right now if you want to. Again, I got to try to cut this up a little bit so they don't try to kill me here. I'm modifying the original intent of all of this. Technically, this is an Inception deal because I'm reacting to his reaction. So this is like third dimensional. Had to have been my dentist. He was a real jerkwad and a half. And it's just like, and it's bad when your dentist's breath stinks. You smell it through the little thing. It's like, hey, how's it going? Here's a quick question for the chat, so we can try to break this up, so we don't get copy struck here and everything. Does anyone know who played the crazy patient in the Corman version? Dentist the Menace. Come on, show yourself. Where you at? Was it not? Did you? What? No, there we go. Little Shop of Horrors, weird ass movie, but a staple in my house as a kid. Exactly what sells this whole thing. The song's fun, don't get me wrong, and Steve Martin is getting on. But the thing that makes you crack in your pants is just like, oh God, the sound of him just wrenching that thing, absolutely atrocious.
Oh, this is like peak physical humor, bro.
suck up that gas. Oh my God.
That's also some of my favorite versions. I'm going to use this. Oh, you don't get none of this. I get it because I get to. Man, they would like. I'm one of those people in the dentist, man. I got to get like. I'm like, whatever you give, whatever the maximum that you give is, you give me that, and then you give me just a little bit more.
Open wide, here I come.
This is again part of the Frank Oz just beauty of this version of Little Shop of Horrors. The puppetry is amazing. This shot, you don't need this. This is so unnecessary. But they took the time to build the interior of this mouth and this tongue and make it move. God, what a time to be alive, man. This would be such a CGI bullshit fest today. Ugh.
I am your dentist, and I enjoy the career that I picked. I'm your dentist.
Right?
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God.
Now, see, listen, this is part of reactions and other things that I don't kind of like is the fact that like you need to just be watching this in the movie theater where you can't stop it. You can't do anything. You just have to ride that thing. You got to laugh your laugh. And chances are you're probably going to miss something and need to go back and watch that movie again. That's what movies used to be, everybody. And not just to sit here with your mouth agape for 5 minutes going like, I can't believe what I just saw. Wait till you hear the other musical numbers. They're great.
Dude, they had to have made a gigantic mouth.
No, it's a 35 millimeter camera that's in somebody's mouth, man. Come on now.
And look at the size of the thing in his hand now. Dude.
They were brilliant people. Brilliant people were working on this stuff. And again, it's like it's all the Henson people and all this kind of jazz. So they were killing it, dude.
That is I'm so gagged by this shot. What the fuck?
We had this much fucking copyright music. Again, feed me, Seymour, feed me. I love that it's the sound of a pipe being unscrewed. Yeah. And that's what it feels like, though, when you're...
I thrill when I drill a bicuspid.
I will say this is probably one of Steve Martin's best cameo films. This won't make it past the live show, everybody. This is going to, like, YouTube's going to, about 5 minutes after this show ends, they're going to be like, this is some copywritten stuff. You're going to need to cut all that out. And luckily, they'll do it for you. But this won't be past the live show. So for those of you that are watching, congratulations. You're in on the fun. It really is. Is that it? Hold on. Excuse me, children. I have to go and see if this isn't if this movie's in 4K yet. No. Okay. All right. Good. Good. Holy shit, though. There's an exclusive Steelbook Blu-ray that's $100. My God. All right. It's amazing. There's so many great musical numbers in there. I love Downtown. I think Downtown's probably just one of the best kind of opening songs for a movie. I'm not going to do it all for you. I do that in the shower. What's next?
Okay, people are going to get mad about this, but movies are not worse than they used to be.
There are arguments. Let's see what he's got.
Movies are the same.
No.
You are just living through all of them instead of the 2 to 3 gems that stood the test of time.
Oh, my dear man. My dear man. You don't know who you're talking about. You talking about me? You talking about me? Huh? I've seen more movies since that happened before you were alive that you've seen in your entire regular life. Get out of here, man. You only knew like Star Wars, all the only 2 or 3 good movies. No.
If you go and look at, what did RKO and Warner Brothers put out?
They put out some great stuff. Did they put out some garbage as well? Yeah. But they put out a lot of great stuff too. Now, does it hold to today's modern standard? Perhaps not. But then again, I could argue that the movies from the 2000s don't really stand the test of time and shit like that. So, like, again, what's the point?
They were making movies over the course of like 7 to 10 days.
Mhm.
Those movies were not better than the movies that are being
Depends on what you mean by better.
made today. There just were a lot of them, and we're only seeing the good ones.
You could make that argument for foreign films here in America, and I've always kind of said that, especially back in the day when like newspaper reviews and stuff were that. We had a guy, our local guy here in Charlotte, Lawrence Topman, good old Larry Topman. Larry would always, we knew for sure whenever there was a foreign film coming out, Larry would be giving it the full stars treatment. He'd be giving it all the once. And for a while, it was just like the kind of joke was, oh, Larry, if it's a foreign film, Larry's going to love it. What is really actually true there is the majority of foreign films that end up big enough to where they will be seen by larger American audiences have already kind of been pre-vetted, right? They go, we've seen the success of this movie in other countries, and we believe based upon X, Y, and Z, it will be successful in this country. RRR is a fantastic example of that here in America as of recent. They were like, we think the American audiences will enjoy this, and they did.
Hope this helps.
It didn't. It just makes you seem like a guy who only has blinders on for movies that are this big. I don't know. Movies today suck though. Ed Wood, Pulp Fiction, Shawshank Redemption, Dana Carvey's Clean Slate. You're right. Yeah. All over the place. 1994, best year for movies. I think that's what that's. I read them out of order there, but yeah, 1994 is a hell of a good time. 1989 is really great. 1990's got a lot of hot stuff in it. I'm like, there's good stuff to be everywhere. It's like Tarantino said. I think there's enough good stuff that comes out of Hollywood every year to justify its existence. But he did say that back in, I want to say actually 1994 for Pulp Fiction on Charlie Rose. If it wasn't that, it might have been in 97 for Jackie Brown, but it was either one of those.
My name's William, and let's see what's in the nightmare basket for tonight.
Hi, William. I've seen a couple guys with this shirt. This must be a new popular shirt going on.
1986's Schlockorama, Terror Vision.
He's like, it's a double feature, but I'm only watching one. Give me a break.
This is a double Blu-ray, so I'm covering up the other half. Terror Vision, about an alien.
You know, I've never seen Terror Vision. I've heard a lot of great things on it. A lot of good recommendations, but for whatever reason, hadn't pulled the trigger.
Pet from the planet Pluton that accidentally got beamed to Earth and is there to eat people. I'm not even going to try to explain the plot of Terror Firmer.
Was the air conditioning kick on? What happened here?
Besides, an alien pet was too out of control. They beamed it out.
That guy looks like a Ninja Turtles villain, doesn't he?
It ended up getting caught by a family satellite, and now it appears in the house. Nobody believes little Sherman until they find the monster.
Shocking.
He has a sister, Susie, her new boyfriend, OD. Yes, that's his name, OD. There's a...
What do you think he does?
Veteran survivalist grandfather who is balls to the walls crazy.
Is it played by
Swinger parents. This movie is just as schlocky and crazy as it sounds. Like, yeah, I can't describe it. There's an Elvira ripoff named Medusa in the movie where she's on the TV and that cameraman zooms into her boobs while she's talking, and they
5 stars.
They cross dissolves into the giant claw. I can't even make that up. Like, that's how weird and just what the fuck this movie is. So find out, will this alien eat...
It's a great cut.
Eat the whole world, or will the family put a stop to them? That's for you to find out when you watch 1986's Terror Vision.
When you watch 1986 Terror Vision, get it now.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you all for all the support I've been getting.
Oh, that seems so sweet and sincere. I'm usually just like, fuck you, stop following me.
Get ready to open Regal with me as an assistant manager.
Let me tell you something. This used to be my job. And so I was like, man, I want to see her day. I was a Regal assistant manager, opening up the building and every day. Let's see how she rolls.
Coming into the building in the morning is so much scarier than being like alone here at night.
Disagree. Disagree.
I can't explain why. One of our other lovely assistant managers.
This used to be my job, was putting the sign together. I never made them look this good. Man, these are some good looking ones. I'm so glad I got out of the this sign making game for theaters as fast as I did, because all of a sudden it's like everybody comes around. They got like great handwriting and shit. I'd have to like get a projector and like project the image that I drew earlier on there, and then I would try to draw. It was always not fantastic. These guys are awesome though.
Did this? Isn't it so cute? There's me just being tight.
You got an old Regal too, man. They got all them old Regal colors and everything, all the purple and whatnot. They've been upgraded in like a decade and a half.
Turning the breakers on. That's like the neon lights and menus and stuff.
Y'all gotta turn breakers on for that? That's weird. We just turn on switches.
Really creepy hallways.
Yeah, that's a classic stairwell.
Alone.
Oh man, our stairwell doesn't even exist anymore. They took our entire movie theater, bulldozed it to the ground. It's just fucking grass now. It's so sad.
In the morning. I hate it. Now I'm powering on the projectors. This is probably one of my favorite things to do when I open. This is what it looks like from the projection booth when you're looking down into a theater. Those are the sound towers that I keep pressing. There's another one.
Y'all turning those off every night? That's weird.
So yeah, obviously we can see you. Please don't do anything freaky in the theater. We don't want to see that.
Ooh, they got a nice upstairs. Our upstairs was grungy. Of course, our upstairs also came from the 35 millimeter days, so you can only imagine.
There's me getting my steps in. And another sound tower. We also have to turn on the like aisle lights on the steps and then the lights on the ceiling so you can see when you go into a theater.
We just did all that in a breaker box. We just had a little breaker box. It's just like you switch like 5 things on each little breaker box on each theater, and that then just controlled all of those things. And we just, so it's like we left them on, but then we turned them off on the breaker box.
Once again, here's the view from above. So don't be weird, please. This is a projector that is equipped to do 3D. So those things over the lenses are called polarizers, and that's what makes the image 3D. There's Darth Vader for you. Now I'm just powering up our little haunted house that hopefully you've seen in a previous TikTok. We all put a lot of work into this.
Bro, I never thought about doing that. That would have been rad. Do a little haunted house up in the projection booth. That's fun.
So I hope people are enjoying it. I skipped me opening all of the registers and putting the mats down because that's boring. So here is the fun part, making popcorn. You gotta make sure all the right buttons are on, the agitator is spinning.
All right, let's see what she does. Let's see if she follows the proper procedures here and everything. That's a proper scoop. Good job.
Do like a full cup of seed.
I mean, you can do it in, you can pour it in there. You can pour it in separate. Doesn't matter, but correct so far.
And
now let's see if she hits the button once or twice.
Everyone kind of puts a different amount of salt.
No, they shouldn't. They should only put one amount in.
I'm not gonna lie. This is very satisfying to watch. But you always want...
There's your oil button coming out. Okay, good.
To make sure that the seed goes in before the oil, or it can start a fire. So...
I don't know about the fire bit, but like the order goes seeds and then oil, but yeah.
If you find yourself making popcorn at any point, just remember that.
I will tell you this to remember though. Remember that it's popping, because as someone who opens a theater and sometimes my kitchen staff was always very, very late to things. So I would end up popping the popcorn, and plus I wanted to pop it correctly. I knew that Andrew sucked at cooking popcorn, so I didn't want to leave it up to him. One day I started it and then was walking around and doing some other things. And all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, I left the popcorn running and ran back. I had to ditch that one because it did burn. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't awful burned bad, but it was burned bad enough to where I had to like just nix that whole thing and start again. Thank God I was there early enough.
See, pour oil. There she goes. It's finally coming out.
See, everybody, the bitch is like, well, the lid stays on and all of the condensation. That's exactly what's happening right here. That is going up literally just due to the pressure of the popcorn. It's all the same. Why these people bitch and complain about my video? I'll never know.
It does get really hot, so
by the looks of the popcorn and everything, my guess is she put enough oil, and that's good.
would not recommend standing where I am while popcorn is popping. But I'm just trying to get the shot.
I don't like that machine.
You know, when it's the morning.
Oh no, I take that back. No, she did not. She only hit the one. She only hit button. She only hit the oil button once.
You kind of want.
I can tell because that popcorn is too white.
To make a lot of popcorn because it was literally just empty. So you want to fill it up as much as you can.
Gosh, make at least 2 or 3 batches. Most of these ding dongs don't do it, and then all of a sudden 5 kids come in during a morning rush kind of deal, and all you can't do it.
Usually my last step of the morning is to do popcorn so it's as fresh as it can be when people come in. So that brings us to about 11 o'clock.
But see, we also had to open up a whole ass kitchen. We had to open a kitchen. We had to make sure that, burners were on and, all that kind of stuff. So we had a lot more stuff to deal with than these guys. I wish we just had, we just cooked some popcorn, BFD.
Which is when we unlock the doors. So thank you very much for opening with me. My staff will be joining me soon. This was kind of boring, but I hope you liked it.
They got to get a remod on that bad boy. Hold on, let's get through some chat here. Clean Slate is good, and I haven't seen it since I was a kid, though. I prefer the Iron Claw. Regal used to be my favorite theater chain, and they closed the one down the street. I need to go to Lincolnshire, Illinois. Oh, a true IMAX screen, no Limax. Wow, those are rare. Got to see some good boy. All right. Everybody's been talking about that.
I don't know if it's like the internet age and social media.
Modern audiences push back against allegory in film? Okay.
But people are less willing to accept allegory of tragedy in the past and history in art, and movies are the great.
I'm sorry. Do you think Schindler's List is an allegory?
Art form of all time, and yes, you can learn about the Holocaust and genocide in books, but how are you supposed to really truly understand these horrific things that have happened without movies like this, without Schindler's List, without Saving Private Ryan, without...
Well, I don't know that he's talking about maybe his wording is strange and stuff like that, but I do believe that the moving picture does persuade a lot more than the written word, for sure. Yeah.
Hotel Rwanda, how are we supposed to really understand what genocide's really like if we've always been protected from it, especially living in America? We don't have to worry about anything like that happening in our country, but it happens around the world every day. So it's odd when people refuse to watch movies or think it's trying to take advantage of that situation when he's just trying to tell a story to make us understand what happened.
Yeah, but why are you using the word allegory? I think this is somebody that is very much attempting to try to sound smart, because you haven't talked about allegory at all.
Try to learn from it. It's basically an artifact of history. It's a time capsule.
But it's not an allegory, though.
Dream Warriors director Chuck Russell is not only interested in
Dream Warrior, don't wanna dream no more. With a dream warrior. You remember that one?
In returning to the franchise, but has even proposed Jim Carrey as a possible replacement for Robert Englund.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's almost as bad. Did you guys hear this one? Rumor has it, Jim Carrey wants to do a Jetsons movie. 60-year-old Jim Carrey would like to play George Jetson in the year of our Lord 2025. What? No.
I don't have a strong opinion either way, but here are some names I'd like to throw into the ring that I think could fill the Freddy Krueger shoes.
Listen, I am thank God we're going to talk about some alternate people. What the fuck are you up to, boy? All right, he's got to go soon, so thankfully we're getting close to the end. David Howard Thornton, yeah.
Why are we overthinking this when David Howard Thornton is probably the most obvious choice?
He's a good one. I think would be a weird choice for him because we're going from Terrifier to Nightmare at Elm Street. I think he would be great. I think he'd be great. He's much taller and lankier than everybody else, so I could see it.
He's obviously a fan of the franchise, and his work as Art the Clown alone is all the tape I need to see. Albeit a little bit on the older side, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that Bill Moseley would absolutely crush being Freddy Krueger.
Big Bill Moseley fan. I don't know that I want to see him in that movie. I don't know. Victoria. Hello from AJ Victoria. Glad you could be here. Welcome in. We're talking about horror films.
And we simply don't sing his praises enough in terms of a Hall of Fame character actor in horror. Speaking of character actors, is there anything Doug Jones can't do?
I don't think he can play Freddy Krueger. Could you imagine a damn near 7 foot tall Freddy Krueger coming in? Oh man. Big fan, but I don't think that's the role for him.
His ability to literally transform into unrecognizable characters is second to none. I'm just not sure if he's menacing enough to pull
No, he's too sweet of a guy
off the role. Has Ethan Hawke instilled enough confidence in us in his portrayal as the Grabber? It's certainly
maybe. Like he's disgusting and what's it called? White trash enough to just kind of to be a Freddy Krueger. I could see that. I could.
A limited sample size, but I feel confident that he could pull off funny and menacing at the same time. And Black Phone 2 was essentially a Nightmare on Elm Street audition tape for him. When all else fails, just call up creepy Bill Skarsgård.
No, I'm Freddy Krueger, everybody. Saving your nightmares.
He has this uncanny facial manipulation style that I think would lend itself well to the Freddy character. The only problem here is the Bill Skarsgård fatigue is starting to set in, so he wouldn't be my first choice.
Agreed.
But he obviously made the list.
Stellan Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård as Freddy Krueger. Make it happen. If trees could scream, would we be so blasé about cutting them down? We might if they all scream together. Excuse me. If they screamed all the time for no good reason. I got to learn to read better. Bad cold reads.
And when you go into like CVS or Walgreens, when they start to decorate for Halloween, they always lead with the big 3 monsters.
Dana Gould, one of my favorite stand-up comedians.
Dracula, Frankenstein,
and the Wolfman.
And older woman. She doesn't even have to be in a witch's hat. Doesn't need it. Older woman. Can your heart stand the shocking facts of what time and gravity do to the female face? And the horror you'll feel when they leave the house? The big 3, Dracula, Frankenstein, and Nana.
Scariest thing in our house.
Trick or treat.
That's Dana Gould Live, everybody. Dana Gould has this great thing that he does where he dresses up as Dr. Zaius, like in full ass Dr. Zaius regalia, and does a talk show as Dr. Zaius.
I think everybody kind of loves Matthew Lillard. We're from Shaggy from Scooby-Doo to the Scream movies. He has a
Matthew Lillard got destroyed by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. What does that mean?
good place in people's heart, but the problem is nobody can really see him outside of comedy, and that's why he got rejected for one very big role to Jeffrey Dean Morgan. In Matthew Lillard's career, he is effectively a comedy actor where he's mainly known for Scream and Scooby-Doo, and he's also done the most appearances as Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, where he's actually amassed about 24 of them right now from TV
That's interesting. I didn't know he had quite that many credits as Shaggy. How about that?
movies. movies as well as the live-action ones. But in the early 2010s, he was actually trying to change that, which is why he appeared in the movie The Descendants in 2011 with George Clooney, where even though he didn't have the biggest performance in the movie,
he was really good in it. And that was one of the things where I was like, that was the thing that I was like, oh, shoot, is Matthew Lillard going to become a big dramatic actor? And he really didn't do too much after that in that particular vein. But I thought that was going to be an avenue he was going down. He's good.
It was still him in a significant role in a more serious light. In the mid-2010s, he wanted to be seen as a more serious actor, so he wanted to join the TV world with Walking Dead, which was getting 14.6 million viewers an episode.
That's why he wanted to join it.
At the time. Because that everyone in Hollywood wanted to play the character of Negan, which was the big bad setup in the comics, but they didn't cast him yet. Matthew Lillard revealed that he actually did
Matthew Lillard is Negan. I don't think that, like, speaking of my birthday buddy, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, there he is popping up.
Multiple auditions for the part and was actually the runner-up, but they didn't think he'd be taken seriously for it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was the better pick, and with that, I'm Charles Perrault. Please subscribe to learn something.
I guess I learned something.
Opinion here. I used to watch the show The Walking Dead religiously in the mid-2010s.
Not me, boy. I got midway through season 2, and I'm like, I quit. I'm not watching this crap no more. They were like, hey, what's in this barn? What's in this barn? And then we finally got to see what was in the barn. I'm like, finally, we're going to start getting to go. And we're just think the story's going to start chugging along now that we figured out the barn. And nope, 2-3 more episodes are the exact same crap. And I'm like, I'm not watching this anymore. This is a waste of my time. Just jerking it, man. It's terrible.
But I stopped watching around the time Negan came on, and I was really looking forward to the character. But the problem with that show was they started to do these 24-episode seasons and all these stupid...
Good Lord, 24 episodes? My God, thank God I didn't watch all that.
Filler episodes happened, and I think it was just really, really dumb.
Like there's a jillion
kept the show to like 10 episodes a season, and I just think that they really kind of fell out of form just trying to oversaturate it.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. Let's look at a couple quick ones here. I mean, Bill would be a great Joker. Bill Skarsgård would make an interesting Joker. I could definitely get behind that. Dr. Zayas. I had a lot of money investing into Matthew Lillard becoming a huge star stock, right? Him and Omar Epps. Omar, you're right. Omar Epps is another one that you're just like, good-looking guy, great actor and stuff like that. Well, how come he ain't been getting more work? Actually, is he doing more television, Omar Epps? Is that the thing? Guess what? What was in the barn, Adam? A zombie. Yeah. Like I knew that, but like they were sitting around there going, "Hey, what's in this thing? What's in this thing? What's in this thing?" And I'm just like, we all know what's fucking in it. And then they open it up. It's what happens. And I just thought that like maybe they were just sitting around and like, this is what's gonna like once we finally get this through and we admit that this little girl is a zombie and stuff like that, we can finally start moving the needle. And we didn't. Nothing happened. God, it was so boring. One more here. I became an Epps fan with Juice in 1990. Juice, that was a good one. That is it, everybody. We got another TikTok Trash Tuesday under our belts here, and just in the old-fashioned nick of time here, because I got to use the restroom. And my guess is this here dog does as well. Again, want to thank you guys for hanging out in the chat here and everything, chatting along with me. And remember, we have our regular podcast on this exact YouTube channel, Sunday evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern. This week, we are talking Halloween 2. That's right. John Carpenter made the Halloween movie, and it was such a giant success, but they were like, boy, we got to get another one of those. So they dreamt up Halloween 2. Wasn't any good. We're going to talk about that on the show this week. So join us in our chat again live here on Sunday evening. And if you really love the show, head on over to patreon.com/HMP. Join up at any level, pre-show, post-show, Dinger Zone, all that kind of good stuff. And hopefully we'll be doing more and more of this fun stuff later. That is it, everybody. We will see you next week for yet another TikTok Trash Tuesday. Have a good one, everybody. I can get it going.